So I booked my flight for that night, right? I go to the airport. Again, like I told you, the flight was delayed. We're waiting in line. Keep in mind, I have 2 big bags with me. I'm just like a 15-year-old. I'm waiting. The PA comes on. Sorry, flight number like XX, like 3421 just got canceled. So I'm like, oh man, this is absolutely fried. Hi, my name is Mikey, and for 9 weeks I lived alone in Boston, taking both organic chemistry and physics courses there. I've never owned a credit card before, never did my laundry before, and I've never been on a plane alone before. And for the first time in my life, I was about to do so. So a quick summary on how I actually got in. I talked about it in a previous video. Basically, one of my friends went to the program. She told me about it, and I was like, yo, why not apply? What do I have to lose? So I applied, did my whole supplementary application, got people to edit it. Then I ended up getting in, and I was like, what the heck? How? Like, why would they choose me? Then I decided on which courses I want to take, and I actually ended up taking astrophysics because I was so interested in astronomy, and I knew that if I went to university here in Canada, I probably wouldn't have taken anything astronomy related because I want to be a doctor later on, and astronomy won't really help me that much, you know, when it comes to applying into medical school. So like, hey, why don't I take an astronomy course now? Because I really have nothing to lose. And I actually talk about how I structured my studying and how that experience was just really crazy for me. It was really, really stressful in a previous video that you guys can check out right here. And then the second course that I actually took, this one was, I was a bit, I was kind of unsure of which course I wanted to take. I originally had cell biology, went into the course and I was like, this sucks. I went to the first lecture and I was like, wow, this is so boring. I don't like this. Then I went to stem cell biology and then I went to molecular biology. And I basically just went to like multiple different lectures for different classes over like a span of like 2 or 3 days. And I ended up choosing organic chemistry just because, you know, I like chemistry and I figured I may as well just get my feet wet with organic chemistry now because everybody says it's hard. And I actually ended up taking the course and it was not as hard as a lot of people say it is. Not because I'm smart or anything, but just because I think it all comes down to practice. So my parents actually dropped me off at Harvard when I went there. They flew out with me. They were really kind to do that. I actually had my own credit card. That was the first time I had my own credit card. It was pretty wild. I basically just lived alone with another roommate of mine in a suite of 5 people for 9 weeks, okay? And while I was actually there, so many different crazy things happened that I'm actually gonna talk about in this video. Like we even had a curfew. So how the program works is you can actually apply if you're grade 10, grade 11, or grade 12. So I think grade 10 is sophomore, and then grade 11 is junior, grade 12 is senior. You could apply any of those 3 years and you essentially spend your summer there, 8 weeks of your summer there. And for grade 10s or sophomores, what sucked is that they had a curfew. So every single night, I think it was by 11 p.m., they all had to be in their dorms and they weren't allowed to be outside. But I was actually in grade 11, that was my grade between grade 11 and grade 12 summer. So I had no curfew. And at the time, keep in mind, I was 15. So I was actually the age of grade 10s. And my roommate, for some odd reason, was also in the same boat with me. He was also 15 and he skipped a grade as well, which was pretty surprising that we were both in the exact same room. And he actually did the program in grade 10. So we did some crazy stuff, to be honest, at night. Like I would say 2 or 3 nights every single week. We'd come home after midnight. Like keep in mind we were like 15-year-olds, like taking like the bus, the train to Boston. So Harvard is actually in Cambridge. It's actually like a 10-minute train ride away from Boston. Boston is where, you know, the big city is. So he knew everything about the city. Apparently, like him and his dad travel there a lot. He's actually from Brazil. I think I'm not sure if I already said that already. But we used to go to Boston not every single night, of course. We used to go like I'd say like 3rd night or something when we're bored. He'd be like, oh, we're done studying. You want to go chill? Sure. So we just go take a walk for like maybe 2 hours. He'd take me to a cool coffee shop. We'd have some coffee. Like every time we'd go to a different place. And it was a cool experience because I felt very responsible. I felt so independent in that environment. I felt like, you know, I was, whatever decisions I made, I would have to stand up for them. And, you know, I was just taking responsibility for so many decisions. And that was so foreign to me because back in Canada, you know, anything I had to do, I had to take permission from my parents. But my parents were able to actually trust me to make my own decisions. And that experience changed my whole perspective on how I should act and how I should be responsible. You know, I just felt so much responsibility, and I feel like that helped me be more independent when I came back to Canada. That helped me start focusing on myself and focusing on ways to make myself better. I don't know if that makes sense. But while I was actually at Harvard, another thing that I was doing is that I was trying to lose weight. So a bunch of you guys probably don't know this about me, but when I was in grade 10, when I was 14 years old or 13, I don't remember how old I was in grade 10, I was 206 pounds, and at my height and my age, that was overweight. That was overweight. I think that was like obese class 1. So then I needed to lose weight, and no one was really quote unquote telling me that I was overweight. I just needed to do it myself, and I needed to be motivated myself in order to do so. That sense of responsibility was huge because I was basically thrown at it all at once. I had my own credit card, I had cash in the room, I had a passport, I had my Nexus card. I was able to go out at night. There was homeless people on the street. I'm sure there was gangs. I'm sure there was crimes. There was a lot of things going on. So I had to be wary of my surroundings, and me being very getting thrown in the deep end basically helped me learn how to become responsible and transfer those skills back when I came back to Canada. Now, to be honest, I think 80% of the lessons I learned from going to Harvard did not have anything to do with the classes that I took. Rather, it had to do with being in a life by myself. I had to experience stress by myself, especially when I didn't do well in my like the classes that I was doing. I had to basically try to work through that by myself. No one was there to help me out. I had to become independent very, very quickly. I was literally thrown in the deep end. Like I said, no family, no friend. I had to make friends from scratch, taking courses that I'm unfamiliar with, basically put it in a stressful environment. And when I do bad on them, I really don't have anybody to rely on or to comfort me, except for that one friend I had. I had other friends in my suite, of course, I was close to them, but you can't really get so close to someone in 3, 4, or even 5 weeks where you can go into deep conversations with them, if you know what I mean. So I had to experience all of that by myself. And I remember once while I was actually there, I was like, it was such a bad day, and I was like, I wish my mom came and visited me as a surprise. I mean, she didn't end up coming, which sucked. I remember I think I was I teared up from how much stress and how much anxiety I was feeling while I was there. All in all, the life lessons are huge in the independency and responsibility, and I think that's what actually made a big difference in the way that I actually act right now and orient my life. A funny story while I was actually there. So, like you guys know, I was 15 when I was there, so I didn't really have much experience when it came to solving problems, when it came to life, when it came to buying groceries, doing my own laundry. A lot of that stuff was foreign to me. So when I was actually leaving, when I finished all my classes, I had my flight booked, everything was good. The day that my flight was booked, I think it was booked at 8 p.m. So of course I had to Uber there. I had to organize everything by myself. I went to the airport, and I remember there was a lot of flights were getting canceled that day. So I think I was leaving with American Airlines or United Airlines, and for some reason a lot of flights to Canada, to Toronto were getting, or Toronto, Montreal, different cities in Canada in general were getting canceled. So this was a bit fishy. My flight started getting delayed. I think it was originally at 6 p.m., got delayed to 7, 8:30, then 9. And we were the last flight of the day. So I knew that if mine got canceled, there was really nothing I could do, because Harvard does this thing where you have a final day that you could leave, and for some reason I had an exam that morning of the final day. For no reason. Why the heck would they put that on the day? I have no idea. But I had an exam on that morning, and I had to go home that exact day because I wasn't allowed to stay overnight. So I booked my flight for that night, right? I go to the airport. Again, like I told you, the flight was delayed. I go, we're waiting in line. Keep in mind, I have 2 big bags with me. I'm just like a 15-year-old, 2 big bags. I carry on my backpack, like my passport, credit card, wallet. Like, bro, if someone came and just stole the stuff from me, there was literally nothing I could do. I could just be rip, literally rip to me if someone came and just took my stuff, because I had no one I could call, no one I could do anything. I was literally by myself in America, 9 p.m. at night, hoping my flight didn't get delayed or canceled. So then I'm waiting. The PA comes on. Sorry, flight number XX 3421 just got canceled. So I'm like, oh man, this is absolutely fried. My flight got canceled, so now life just sucks right now. It literally sucked at this point. I was literally under all this stress and anxiety at Harvard. So I come here and I'm just faced with more stress. What the heck is this? So I go up to the counter. I'm like, okay, what can I do? When will my flight get rebooked? Keep in mind, it was a Saturday. I remember it was a Saturday. No, sorry, it was actually a Friday. It was a Friday. I don't know how he said I remembered it was Saturday. It was a Friday. So then the lady's like, oh, we can rebook you on the flight for Monday. It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. What the heck am I gonna do Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday night, bro? That's literally fried. And the reason why they couldn't book me for the next day is because all the flights before me that got canceled got booked on Saturday and Sunday. So then I'm like, okay, why don't I just stay in a hotel, right? All my problems will be solved. So then I tell her that. She starts looking for booking, and I get on the phone with them. I can't book a hotel because I'm not 18. Explain this to me. My flight gets canceled, I can't book a hotel, and I can't go back and stay at Harvard. like, where do I even stay? Do I stay overnight in the airport for 3 days? So then I keep talking with the counter representative, like the person for the airline, and she was like, yo, there's really nothing I could do. Like I wish I could help you out. I wish I could help you out. And then like she asked me, she's like, why wouldn't they book your hotel? And I told her I was 15. And literally right when I said I was 15, she was like, oh man, this is literally a child. Like, cause I was 15, bro. I was so young. Like there was nothing I could do. So then she calls her manager. Her manager comes, and then she tells her manager I'm 15. He's like, oh my God, this is literally like, this is fried. He's like, what the heck? How are you 15 and you're doing all this? So I'm like, bro, like I don't know what to tell you, bro. I need to get on a flight like ASAP. So then he does some next hacks in the system, tries to figure out like what to do in order to get me on a flight as quick as possible. They put me on the flight the next morning at 6, I don't remember, it was between 3 and 6 p.m. And they put me in first class. So I was like, dang, this is gonna be freaking sick. But what am I gonna do tonight? So then, like, I had first class seats the next day, and I was like, yo, that's sick. Like, obviously that's sick, but what am I gonna do this whole night? Like, it was Friday, I couldn't go to Harvard, I couldn't stay at a hotel. So then I'm like, okay, one sec. So I go and I call, like there was like this number that you could call for the Harvard Secondary School program, which was a summer program that I did. So I called them and I explained them my situation. They're like, okay, don't worry, you can come back and we'll someone will be waiting for you and open the door for you. So I'm like, okay, all problems are solved. So then I call my Uber, I go back. I literally drop my stuff in the room. Keep in mind, no pillow, no bed sheets. I had to literally sleep on a mattress and like that because they didn't have anything for me. And I remember walking to a pizza shop, just walking in there, eating pizza. Like that was the only thing I remember that day. And I went back to my room, slept, woke up, and I was like, okay, what the heck am I gonna do until like 3 or 6 p.m.? It was between 3 or 6 p.m. Let's say it's 4 p.m. What am I gonna do up until 4 p.m.? And so I started to think, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm first class. You know what that means? That means I have lounge access. So I was like, oh my gosh, I could literally go to the airport, free food because I'm first class, and like I could basically check in like early because I'll just go in the lounge, chill, watch movies, and eat all day. And then I'll go in first class, eat more on the plane, and everything will be sick. So I go to the airport, they gave me a $20 voucher first of all because my flight was canceled, so I could buy anything from the airport. But then I go to the lounge and they let me in and I'm like, whoa, this is so cool. This is freaking sick. So I go inside, pull out my phone, my laptop, and I basically watch movies for like 4 hours straight. I think I watched like The Lord of the Rings 1 and 2. I don't remember, but it was just really sick. And then I went on the plane. You know, I got first class seats. You know, I was pretty much living lavish. And I remember going back all the way to Toronto, and it was around 9 p.m. when I got there. I saw my family, and it was just a great experience. Like experiencing that whole, you know, all the factors of stress for school, all the factors of stress for the airport, being by myself, having to buy my own groceries, taking responsibility for all the actions that I do, like when I go out at night, and while also trying to lose weight at the same time, because I was trying to lose weight in the process. I actually ended up losing 50 pounds over 6 months, which I actually was able to maintain for a long time, but that's probably gonna be a video for the future. But dealing with all those factors at once, especially being very far from home with none of your friends, I think, to be honest, I'm fairly confident that this soul experience, along with other side experiences that took place in my youth, but I think this experience, just being able to experience physical and emotional stress by yourself and being able to handle that, or, you know, remotely handle it, will actually help me handle things more when I came back to Canada. And those transferable skills were honestly, I think, huge nowadays, and I think they really shaped who I am today. Being able to, you know, experience that stress and living by yourself, if you've ever lived by yourself, you know that it's not easy at all. Like, having someone to talk to is a huge thing. So honestly, I'm just thankful for having that experience. Like I said, the main experiences that I learned weren't from my courses, although those were a big thing. It was mainly from being in that environment of being by myself and being alone and having to live a life where I, you know, basically had to do everything by myself without the help of others. I think helped shape who I am today. And that basically sums up our whole video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and that you guys liked the story about the flight. To be honest, it wasn't as stressful that much in the time. It was mainly only stressful when I found out the flight was canceled and I really didn't have any place to stay. That point was the most stressful part. If you guys did enjoy the video, don't forget to subscribe and like down below if you guys want to see more content. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Take care and take it easy.